Well, you gentlemen were very thorough. The last entry is Mrs. Raven Whitney.
Who the hell are you, lady? And what do you think you're doing?
Just a minute, Hector. I know her. She's Mrs. Whitney's secretary.
Oh, this is cute. February 14th, 1929, St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
Give me that book. You're asking for trouble, lady.
No, I'm asking for answers, Sergeant. What's going on here?
Look, lady, I think you better leave. This is a police station, you know?
No, I didn't know that. And I didn't know that you were with the police, Mr. Halliday.
What the hell is going on?
She must have followed me from Buffer Revere's penthouse. That is what you did, isn't it? You followed me?
I just wanted to know what playboys do when they're not playing. I see they just play different games.
Okay, lady. If you want to see your name in this book, I'll be happy to oblige.
What have you done with Raven Whitney?
Look, I've told you already. I haven't seen her since she left the penthouse, understand?
You're a liar. You know damn well where she is. The two of you do. You're in this together.
All right. So it was a joke.
Shut up, stupid.
No. Let him talk. Sarge, what kind of a little joke did you play on Mrs. Whitney? She's my boss, and I want to know.
The joke is over, honey, you understand? It's all over. Your boss is gone, and we don't know where she is.
And I'm telling you, if I have to eat one more meal in this place, I'm going to die of indigestion.
Well, personally, I prefer burgers and fries to that fancy food stuff. I mean, if you ask me, being in the slam is like being on vacation.
Well, I am not you. I happen to be one of the richest women in the world.
Yeah, sure.
It's true, I'm rich. And right now, I would give $1 million just to get out of here.
Understand how strange I feel. In the DA's office, we never had to go out and ask for work.
That's true enough. They come to us, in a manner of speaking.
It's true. It feels so unprofessional. It's like, it's demeaning. Hi, Nance. That's beautiful.
Aren't they lovely? Thank you. Thank you. They're from a secret admirer.
Oh.
Not too secret. He signed the card Eddie Lorimer.
Where have I heard that name before?
Oh, he's a very prominent businessman, Cliff, and he's the president of the Lucky Salvage Company.
Wait a minute, Nancy, you should be careful. I remember now. He's a crook. He was arrested for murder about a month ago.
But the arrest didn't stick. So instead of wearing prison stripes, he's wearing a striped gray flannel.
Why did he send you flowers?
I'm his mole.
Nancy.
It's his way of saying thank you for an interview.
Oh, of course, right. I was just... Well, why did he want to interview you?
Cliff.
It's a joke. I know. You interviewed him for the news.
Well, I'm not so sure he may want those flowers back after he reads the article.
Not too flattering, I presume?
Oh, don't worry. I'm not risking any libel suits.
I think you might be risking your life. He's dangerous, Nancy. You should be careful. I'd like your opinion on this, too.
On what, hon?
Cliff is thinking of advertising.
Oh.
Well, the Bar Association doesn't mind lawyers advertising if they're discreet.
But they can't promise fast relief.
Well, the way business has been, it's been bad. Especially since Raven took away my biggest account.
Raven has done everything to you, hasn't she? First taking away your client, and then that theater?
Cliff, hasn't anyone in that drama group tried to get her to change her mind?
Why? Have you heard that they have? Well, I mean, it would be very difficult, you know, Raven being Raven. But anyway, I can't think about that. I have to worry about my business now.
I agree with that, Cliff. I mean, having a hobby is perfectly fine as long as your business is doing well.
Well, so this is the idea. It's a commercial, and I was thinking about 4 judges in black robes, okay? And they come out, and they're in a line, and they say, are you in jail? Can't raise the bail. Your business is about to fail. Here's where, big finish, to tell your tale. And then I come out, and I say, hi, I'm Cliff Nelson, attorney at law. Oh, you don't like that? Well, maybe it's a little bit too much. The other idea I had would be kind of cheaper as a real quick spot. Thought we might use your office. You know, the big archway? Well, and then the big leather chair, and the camera pans in on the back of another chair, and I turn around and say, Are you paying high prices for your legal advices?
Oh, stop it.
Well, what I really wanted to do was just a little flash across the screen saying, expert legal counseling, Clifford Nelson, attorney.
I have a suggestion for you, Cliff. Not for an advertising slogan, for a potential client.
Oh, who?
It's a company I used to handle before they relocated in Chicago. The Renard Company. They make electronic parts. Very big in computer technology.
Yeah, but that's corporate law, and it's also out of Monticello.
It's not the corporate account that needs help. It's Mr. Renard personally. You may have heard about his predicament.
I just did an article on him today. He's been accused of killing his mother-in-law.
Oh, pleaded justifiable homicide, huh?
I don't know the whole story, Cliff, but I do know that he's not happy with the legal help he's been getting. He called me the other day to ask for a recommendation.
Well, could you recommend me?
I would if you're interested.
Oh, I'm interested.
But it would mean going out of town for a couple of weeks.
Oh. Well, I suppose it'd be better than going to the unemployment line for a couple of weeks. Besides, this might be a very good time for me to get out of town.
You know what? I'm really starting to get worried. Mitzi is not the most responsible person I ever knew, but she usually lets me know where she is.
And she didn't tell you anything?
Well, she phoned me last night about 10 o'clock and told me that she was going to spend the night with a friend. But when I asked her what friend, no answer.
Yeah, well, she doesn't have to tell you everything, you know. I mean, you are her roommate, not her mother.
But that's not like Mitzi. And then Sid told me that Mitzi was going to take a couple of days off from the tavern, maybe even a week.
So what? Everybody deserves a vacation. I mean, waitresses and lawyers and even cops. As a matter of fact, we should try going somewhere together.
But why did Mitzi tell me? I mean, I am her roommate, but I am also her friend.
Didi, just don't worry about it so much, okay? Actually, I happen to know a little bit about what's going on.
You do?
Yeah, Cliff told me about this theatrical project that he and Mitzi were working on.
Theatrical project, uh-huh. Does this have anything to do with that little practical joke I've been hearing so much about?
They told you about that?
Oh, Calvin, they couldn't have been serious.
Well, I think they might have been.
In fact,
In fact, as much as I hate to admit it, I got dragged into it, too.
you? But you're not part of that theatrical group, or are you?
Well, let's just say that I played my part, even though now I'm beginning to regret it.
And what part did you... Don't tell me. You were the cop who showed up after Raven Whitney thought she had killed that woman.
Boy, they really did fill you in on all the details, didn't they?
Calvin, that was a very foolish thing for you to do, using your badge that way. I hope this joke is over with.
Well, at least that's what I've been told. Look, we didn't do Raven any harm. We just taught her a lesson in humility. A lesson that may even get those guys their theater back.
But that's not why you did it, is it?
No. I did it because of what Raven did to us, the way she tried to hurt the three of us.
The one who got hurt the most was Star. That was a direct hit.
That describes it.
Calvin, what would you do if Star came back to Monticello tomorrow? I mean, for good.
Dee, I don't know.
I think you should think about it.
Look, I have thought about it. Sometimes I think about nothing else. Listen, I would do whatever was necessary.
To be fair to the three of us, I think sooner would be better.
Yeah, I know. But look, I just can't see myself picking up and going all the way back to New York just to do that. I just can't.
Maybe that's Mitzi. I hope so.
Suppose I could write a letter.
Hello?
It's Cliff.
Cliff, where are you?
In Monticello.
Well, that certainly doesn't surprise me.
Well, this might. Mike just recommended me for a job that might solve our financial difficulties.
Cliff, that's terrific.
It might not be too terrific. It's going to take me to Chicago.
Carr, he's a very, very dear friend.
Ain't he the DA?
Yes, and he would never let them indict me if he knew what happened.
Honey, honey, a cop is a cop. My own mother were a cop, I wouldn't trust her.
Well, my car's known me for a long time, and he knows I would never lie. But he'd know that Lance Halliday is lying because it's unbelievable, accusing me of being a cold-blooded murderer. I could kill him.
Kill him?
It's a figure of speech.
You know what your trouble is, honey? You need a good mouthpiece.
A what?
You know, a lawyer. I tell you, you get yourself a good mouthpiece, you're set. I mean, look at me.
You're in here.
Exactly. I'm in here, but I should be out there. I have a lousy mouthpiece.
You have a point.
Honey, this murder stuff is very serious business. I mean, you gotta find somebody that knows what they're doing.
The only reason I picked Cliff Nelson was because I couldn't think of anybody else.
Well, honey, you better find somebody who's good, and you better do it quick.
You're right. This is very serious. I have to find somebody.
Well, what about this DA friend of yours? I mean, couldn't he think of some hot-shot criminal lawyer, you know?
Yes, that's exactly what I have to do.
Well, whatever you do it now. Because, honey, you are in serious trouble.
Well, look at all the nice wanted posters. They're a little out of date, aren't they?
Hey, lady, I'm real
But they
glad
look
you're
authentic,
enjoying
and that's all that matters. I mean, if you're playing a joke on somebody and want them to think they've been arrested, that is what you did, right?
Listen, how did you find out?
the register, dummy. She saw her name in the register.
That's right. All right, so you got her here under some pretext and made her think you were booking her. That was your joke, right?
Yeah, that's right. That was it, lady. Congratulations, you figured it out. Now, how about getting out of here?
But I still don't know everything yet. Why did you do it? And why did you go to all of this trouble? And where is Raven with you right now?
We did it for fun, okay? Because we happen to like a good joke. As to where she is, who knows?
I think you do.
Okay, that's it. If you aren't going to leave with your own 2 feet, we're going to have to throw you out.
Don't you try it. You take one step toward me, and I'll call the real police.
But you have to admit you didn't give your father much notice, so you really can't blame him. I know you're disappointed. I'm sure he is, too. Well, no, don't worry about that. We'll be there. As a matter of fact, if you want me to do anything before the ceremony, I'd be happy to. She is? That's wonderful. I knew that Nancy would do that. No, that's okay. I'll give her the privilege. Okay, great. We'll see you tomorrow in church. Chapel, anyway. Okay, Jinx. Uh-huh. Bye-bye. Hey!
Hi.
Hi.
What'd you do with Gavin?
Oh, I thought I'd give him the night off.
He went to the movies.
Why don't you go with him?
Because I didn't feel like it. I'm a little tired.
You been job hunting today?
Yeah, we both were without much luck. Although Kevin had an idea. He said we could work in a private home as domestics.
That's great. The cook and the butler.
Yeah, except I can't cook and he can't. But we're going to try again tomorrow separately this time.
Oh, honey, I wish there was something I could do, but there simply is not a job opening at the studio.
No, I wouldn't take it if you offered it to me. It wouldn't be fair.
Yes, there's a word for that kind of thing. It's called nepotism. It comes from hiring your own nephews.
Well, she's not my nephew, so it doesn't make any difference. Wait a minute, I just thought of something. Jody, do you like children?
Sure, who doesn't?
A lot of people. Landlords, W.C. Fields.
Well, actually, I used to think it'd be nice to be a school teacher.
Why'd you ask her that?
Because Kelly McGrath has been going out of his mind trying to find a replacement for Reva Sullivan.
Reva Sullivan.
Yes, Reva Sullivan. She hosted that children's show.
Well, what's the matter with her?
Nothing. She just got a better offer, a bigger studio. And Kelly had almost given up hope trying to find a replacement for her.
I think Jody might be good for that.
Oh, come on, you gotta be kidding. I couldn't face a TV camera.
Why not? Your big sister does it all the time.
No, I really couldn't.
Why not? You faced all those audiences when you were dancing.
It was because I couldn't face those audiences that I gave it up.
Well, this would be different. You wouldn't be performing. You'd be entertaining children.
Toughest audience of all.
Oh, Miles, please. Come on now, Jody. I think you should give this some consideration.
Might be fun, Jody. You could use a little fun in your life right
Yeah,
now.
I could.
Wait a minute. Speaking of fun, I forgot we've all been invited to a party.
We have?
Yep, I meant to tell you. It's from Dwight
know Dwight Endicott.
Of course you know Dwight Endicott. He, was the curator of the Monticello Art Museum. He heads up all those cultural committees. He helped raise funds for the symphony. You know Dwight
I didn't
Endicott.
say I haven't heard of Dwight Endicott. I don't know Dwight Endicott.
Do you know him?
I met him. I interviewed him a couple of times at the studio, and I met his daughter Grace. And anyway, they're giving a party week after next, and they'd like for all of us to come.
All of us? Mm-hmm. Is that including me and Gavin?
Yes. Look, here's all 4 names right there.
That's odd, isn't it?
I don't see what's so odd about it. We're not a social rejects.
No, I just meant that they should be so specific with all 4 names.
Well, that's true. I mean, even if you do know this man, he's a stranger to me and Gavin. Why would they invite us?
Look, boys, this is getting very tiresome. One of you please tell me what's going on.
You've heard it all, honey. Played a little joke on Mrs. Whitney, and she went home laughing all the way.
No, she didn't. Nobody's seen her.
You mean no one left word about her?
Well, some detective came by and said she was spending the evening with a friend. Were you that friend, Mr. Halliday?
A gentleman doesn't talk.
Well, somebody better talk. I'm going to call someone to make you talk.
You'll just upset your employer, honey. Take my word for it. She doesn't want anybody to hear about this gag. She'd be embarrassed.
What is this gag all about? Why did you want her to think she was being arrested? And what were you arresting her for?
Jaywalking.
Really? Wait a minute. Take this right here. Mrs. Raven Whitney charged homicide. My God, you wanted her to think she murdered somebody?
Stop whining, you jerk.
It's true, isn't it?
The joke is over. Don't you understand that?
Smiling.
Okay, you had your chance to leave. Now, you're gonna stay.
No!
She's gone.
Call this Mr. Endicott and find out what this is all about.
I really don't see why that's necessary.
Well, what does the invitation say? What kind of a party?
Just that it's black tie.
Count Gavin out. He doesn't have a formal suit.
He can rent one.
Look, I'm not sure he's going to want to go to a party like that. I mean, he might feel uncomfortable. I might, too.
Jody, don't be silly. Mr. Endicott is a very charming man. So is his daughter. And I'm sure we will all like them.
Well, I don't see why they'd like us.
Yeah, I think she has a point. She and Gavin are a pretty scruffy couple.
Would you give me that invitation? I'm going to call up Mr. Endicott. I'll ask him to explain himself. Tell me exactly why he's having this party.
Well, now, wait a minute. Wait, a thought just occurred to me. Sometimes these cultural types give fundraising parties. We have to look out for that.
Oh, well, then no wonder why they want Gavin and me to attend with our unlimited wealth.
Hello. May I please speak to Mr. Endicott? This is Nicole Cavanaugh calling. Yes, thank you.
Mrs. Cavanaugh, hello. How are you?
Yes, hello. I'm fine, Mr. Endicott. I was calling to thank you for your invitation to your party you're having.
I hope you're calling to give me a favorable response.
Yes, well, I was just wondering if it was perhaps for some special occasion.
Oh, no, it's just a party. When spring arrives, I always like having interesting people around me. So does my daughter.
Oh, I see.
And it isn't a fundraising effort, I assure you. There won't be any speeches or pledges. You can make it, can't you?
Yes, I'm fairly certain that we can.
And I do hope your sister will be there, too. I realize she's still in mourning, but it will only be a small and relatively quiet party.
Yes, well, I will discuss it with her.
Please encourage her. I'm looking forward to meeting her.
Well, I will do that, and we'll call you back when we're certain. Thank you very much. Goodbye, Mr. Endicott.
Bye.
Well? Well, it's a party. It's a simple spring party, and he would like for us all to come.
Well, then I think we should go.
Hi. That is very strange.
What is?
How did he know you were in mourning?
Well, I know my rights, and I am going to go make a phone call.
Honey, when they got you in here, you ain't got no rights.
Well, as soon as I get out of here, I'm going to sue them all. I'm going to make a phone call. Go!